going to... Where are we going?
Looking
Smog.
for a place randomly that does smog check, so we can re-register the car. Because they require smog check here every 2 years. And yeah, that's what. I don't know where we're going because I don't know. I'm looking for a smog check that's close to shopping, and I don't know where there's one. So otherwise, we would be in an industrial area where there's nothing. We're just going to stand out in the sun for an hour.
Yeah, we have a great plan. We always like
But yeah,
that.
there's no plan. There's no plan. We're just randomly looking. I'm looking for something that says we do smog check here, like a gas station or something.
Are we gonna
Maybe
find
there'll be one, hopefully.
Okay.
We might have to do some driving before I find one. Or we can check Google on the phone. Or just drive. So yeah, that's why.
Why is smog check important?
Because it's a law in California.
There is here, it says ocean smog.
They think it lessens pollution, but if they're really care about air pollution, they'll do more about all of the forest fires, you know? Like, if they do control burning, there'll be less huge forest fires, but they don't do that. Instead, there's a smog check. Yeah, found it.
Yeah, we found one. Good thing we live in the city where there's a lot of everything in here.
See, look, that's all they do here.
Oh, we're here.
They're probably like $1 million.
What? It says star certified. What is a star certified?
That's a requirement.
Yay! Alright. And then I gotta go check.
Why is your lights on? Oh, it's on auto, okay.
Going to... Here's the smog check. We're going. Alright. It's here.
So there's different platforms that the vehicles have to go on from all the way down to 1976. So from 1976 to 1995, they have to go on a dyno and be put under load, and they're going to test the emissions out of the tailpipe. They're going to do a visual inspection. They're also going to check timing if it is adjustable. And they're also going to do a low pressure evap test on the vapor side of the fuel tank from the charcoal canister to the gas cap, checking for vapor leaks. You're going to have a leak. It's how big the leak they care about. So that's for that. Then from 96 to 99, they go on the dyno also, but they get less of testing done to them. They don't have to do the evap test. They don't have to do the timing test. They just do a loaded mode emissions test, and we do the visual inspection like always. And then from 2000 and above vehicles, they're just basically like a plug and go. You plug into them. That does it checks the OBD2, the onboard diagnostic system, make sure it's all cleared out and no codes in it and stuff, and all those self-tests have ran. And then it'll still do the loaded mode test. It'll still do the emission test, but we don't have to do the evap test on those ones.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Because it all records it all in the computer.
Because they've been doing studies on this for about a decade now of the emissions. Even with the check engine lights on, these newer cars are not gross polluting or anything like that. So if they say that the check engine light's not on and all the self-tests are set to ready, it should not be polluting. So it gives it okay, it solves my visual inspection pass.
Well, that should be easier too. Just plug it in and check it. So, yeah.
Some people haven't seen them modify, parts on their car that are not California legal. They cold air intakes, exhaust manifolds, headers, and stuff like that. You can get them here in California, but they have to have an executive order number on them, so that we can look it up and cross-reference it, that they've been certified in California. They're not anything different than other states and stuff like that. It's just that manufacturer paid the money to go to get it certified in California. So.
Okay.
Wow.
Do you guys? Oh, he was talking about the different parts of the car they checked. It makes pollution. It's just California. It's like EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, and then also they have this other one. It's called CARB, California Air Resources Board. They make all these laws so that cars are less polluting. But I really think it's more to do with politicians making money than actually saving pollution, because once again, our governor's complaining all about this air pollution but did nothing about the forest fires. So it's just politics. People want to sell electric cars, you know, which causes a lot of pollution too, because they like have to dig up the earth and destroy the land to get all the resources for the batteries for the electric cars. But yeah, that's all I know about that.
So the smog law, when did the smog law pass? That all
So that the smog law is different depending on what part of the state you're in. In more metropolitan areas, like here, and then LA, Southern California, big cities, even like even Las Vegas had it. That's not even California, that's Nevada. But big cities like this, they have these laws like every 2 years or something to register. But if we were to move back to Tahoe, it's upon a vehicle transfer. So
what is that?
Honestly, you only drive like maybe 10 miles a day, so maybe that's why they don't care. But if I was to sell the car and it goes to a new person, it needs to get smog. But you don't check it. At least it used to be, you don't check it every other year, like here in Southern California. So the law's kind of different depending in the region of where you live in California.
So we're waiting here right now. How long does it usually? You know what?
He just took the car like immediately, so it's probably not going to be too long.
We're lucky.
Yeah. So, yeah, just randomly driving, we found a good one.
Yeah.
And I know I can bring my truck here, so it's convenient.
But so how do they determine that you pass or you did
He
not
just
pass?
said, so since your car is a 2011 for the Lexus, he plug in the computer to it to make sure there's no codes, and he can check all the with his code reader, he can check all of the like statistics of what's going on in the engine, like just everything, like what the fuel is, like everything. You can check all that. And normally the car self-corrects itself, because Japan is very they made your car, they're very stringent in smog too.
Oh,
so
Japan.
It'll say you'll probably get a check engine.
Environment when I was growing up, seeing this dark smoke coming out of
yeah, that's what was crazy. He said that the older cars, he said that they dyno it, so they'll like basically make it so the wheels are turning and it's running, and they have to check the smoke amount while it's running, which more, he said it's more stringent, like it's more when you go 50 miles per hour, it makes a lot of smog. Yeah, fail. So that's what's crazy. Like, I didn't know that.
Wow, that's a good information.
Yeah.
To know. But in Florida, we didn't have to do this, right? Did we?
No. Nope. But there's
I
other
don't
states
remember.
that do, though. Like, Virginia's really stringent, too.
Oh.
And then also, the other states I know, not too many. I don't know. I bet Texas isn't too bad. They're probably fine too.
Okay, so the Florida didn't have that because it wasn't too bad?
They just don't require. They have different laws there. It's a money thing, really. It's a political money thing. If you want to save on pollution, there's other ways other than our cars. I'm not saying that cars don't cause a lot of pollution, because they do, but it's gonna cause a lot of pollution making a bunch of electric cars too. So I don't.
Yeah, what about the batteries of electric car? And then if it's how do you dispose that?
There's like it's recycled, I'm sure, but they have the minerals they need for those batteries. it causes a lot of fossil fuel just to dig it up too. Like there are not huge, massive mining equipment that's electric that like they have diesel. You know, they use diesel motors and diesel like trains, right? They have electric trains, but you don't see them going long distance here in America for a reason. You'd have to have electric lines along the whole way, like, you know, like Japan has, but we don't have that infrastructure, and America's a lot bigger than Japan.
Oh yeah, just as
Japan
California
is
is bigger than Philippines.
I think Japan is just like California by itself. The whole Japan is only California.
Wow.
Where United States is just massive.
So Philippines is just a dot.
The Philippines?
Okay, so our snack check is done.
Yeah. So now we need to go to DMV to finish, but they said it won't be into the system until you have to wait like 24 hours. Sometimes it's immediate, sometimes it takes a while. So I don't know if it's gonna let us renew with the machine. We might have to wait on the line. So let's check the machine. If it lets us, cool. If not, come back.
Yeah.
Otherwise we're gonna be stuck in there for 4 hours waiting in a line.